Hey guys, Coach Nick here with the 10-0 Mindset, where my goal is to give you all the tools, resources, and support that you need to create happier, healthier gymnastics. In this short episode, let's just take a few minutes to check in on where you're at mentally and emotionally, and cover some important topics that I've been thinking about quite a bit recently. But before we dive in, take a moment to reflect on how your last practice, week, or month has been going. Have you been noticing any trends in your gymnastics? Now take note of the positives. Take note of the small steps forward that you've taken and the challenges that you've overcome. And maybe you've had a more challenging week, and that's okay too. The first concept I want to talk to you about is an idea known as the Stockdale paradox. The Stockdale paradox is actually a belief that we need to hold in order to achieve greatness, and it consists of two parts. One, the complete confidence in our inevitable success, and two, the eyes wide open, humble embrace of reality that it isn't going to happen immediately and it's not going to be easy. As James Stockdale himself puts it, this is a very important lesson. You must never confuse faith that you will prevail in the end, which you can never afford to lose, with the discipline to confront the most brutal facts of your current reality, whatever they might be. This principle, these two conflicting yet complementary beliefs, are at the heart of true confidence. You're going to have obstacles on your road to success. That's a given. It's how you choose to view these obstacles that differentiates success from failure. In his journal, Marcus Aurelius once wrote that the impediment to action advances the action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius is telling us that the obstacle is the way. We're always trying to make problems, obstacles, and setbacks go away or disappear. But what if we just let them be the way? What if we trained ourselves to immediately accept and love what is, as we rub our hands together at the opportunity to create a better plan? Think about it like a fire. A fire grows stronger the more things that are put in front of it that could potentially smother it, or even at least present an obstacle. What's the number one obstacle currently in your way? And how can you turn it into an essential part of the plan? And what happens if you get some bumps and bruises along the way? Well, again, that's just how it works. I like to tell my gymnasts that they're the hero in their own epic journey. And the heroes among us know that you can't go out fighting dragons and not get all clawed up on occasion. So what do? Do we shamefully hide away those scars? No, we proudly show them off. Those scars, those are the hero's medal, the badges of honor that prove they've been willing to step up and go for it again and again. What scars have you been hiding? Maybe it's time to wear them as medals, out loud and proudly. Now, I'm not going to pretend that the road to greatness is an easy one, because it's not. Growth looks more like a jagged, zigzag line than a straight, up and to the right line. George Leonard once said, "As we negotiate our path of mastery and let go of old habits, we need to have a willingness to take one step back for every two forward, sometimes vice versa." Let that sink in. Sometimes vice versa. Sometimes you don't take two steps forward and then slide one back. Sometimes you slide back 2 or 3 steps and then have to fight and claw just to get one step forward. And that's just how it is. No big deal. Knowing that's how it works, we simply dust ourselves off, check in on what needs work and how we could have done things a little differently. We then make sure that the day after our subpar performance is awesome. Call them your rebound days, and we want them to be epic. We want to wake up even more committed to the little things, embracing the path of the master and skipping the whole shaming process as we get back to rocking it. Then, rather than spiral backward, we use that oops day as a catalyst moving us forward. The last thing I want to leave you with, I've mentioned before in the peak performance episode, but I think it's important and it's worth repeating. It's about feelings, behavior, and identity. Most people base their behavior on how they feel, and then that in turn drives their sense of self. So for them, the order goes feelings, behavior, identity. Rather than letting our feelings direct the show, we want to flip the model on its head and orient from where strong sense of self drives everything. We want to go from identity to behavior to feelings. We have a clear sense of who we're committed to being. That's our identity, and that determines what we do. So maybe you're committed to being a steadfast and loyal friend. Great, then act like one, whether you feel like it or not. Or maybe you're committed to being a world-class gymnast. Fantastic, then act like one, whether you feel like it or not. Who are you committed to being? In those micro moments that determine your destiny for today, act like that best version of yourself. With that being said, I want to remind you that you already have everything that you need inside of you to optimize your life and your gymnastics for the best outcome, your goals, your dreams. Remember that there will be obstacles in the way, but that those obstacles, in fact, are the way to your goal. You can do this.